Gear and Music News, February 17th, 2025. This is video 2. All right, well, we still got a lot of news for today, so I did a second video. Just going to recap from the last video that Josh Scott, pedal superstar, that's not him, by the way, has just released 3 new pedals. He has released the GH3 Series Oil Can Delay, the GH3 Series Rotary Chorus, the GH3 Series Tape Delay pedal. And they're on sale as well somehow over at Sweetwater. So what? He released them new and they're on sale? At any rate, you can't go wrong with a JHS pedal. There is a little video if you want to come back and check that out. But yeah, John Scott, giant of a man physically and giant of a man in the industry. And again, that's not him. So yeah, over on Amazon.ca, I found these Vangoa 3/4 size acoustic guitar beginner kit. I don't know anything about these. Should we be buying anything off Amazon ethically? I don't know. I mean, yeah, you want to support your local guitar shop for something like this. Yeah, and you say, oh, you hypocrite, you order gear all over North America. You order gear all over the world. Yeah, I do, but I know what my local guys are, I know what my local guys can and can't do and can and can't get. Sometimes my local guys are like, well, I can order that for you. It's like, yes, you can order it in 2 weeks and I can have it here in 2 days, right? I mean, that's just the fact. But I think when it comes to a kid's starter pack, that's something special. You may want to wander in with Junior or Little Miss and go get them the beginner pack right from the local music store because it makes a real memory. Unless it's a Christmas present, well then, you can go in yourself. But I found this lady here to be incredibly charming when it comes to showing these guitars off. I never heard of these. I don't know if they're going to last. The ratings are okay. I have a cheap guitar from 25 years ago. This is one of these ones that you'd get from Sears. It's like a Chinese, like a Monarch, right? And the dang thing, it was a cheap guitar. Like it might have been an $89 guitar from Sears. It smelled like glue. Like I'm surprised when I get near it when I go, and I smell that I don't smell that airplane glue that that I used to. You used to be able to. It had the smell coming off. It's strong. Now there is a crack right here. You can't see it on camera, but this is all this is ready to go. So although it plays and I can tune it up, I can put new strings on it. One of these days, somebody's going to strum a chord and they're going to have a guitar explode in half. So it's kind of a funny practical joke that way at this point. But so some of these beginner guitars last. I mean, that's got to be from 1996, whatever, if you want to do the math on that one. So let's check this lady out. I don't know who she is, but she's very charming.
A little smaller because it's a little easier to handle. It's 36-inch scale length, I believe is what it's called.
I want to rewind it because she's going to say the name of the guitar, and I've never heard that before. So let's rewind her. Come on, lady.
Today I have an unboxing for you from Vangoa. They asked me if I would share a new smaller bodied guitar.
Okay, so I want you to see this. This is very wholesome and charming.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child.
So first of all, the guitar sounds good. The guitar looks good. The guitar looks like it's gonna last. And this lady looks like she would teach your kids to play guitar legit. I don't know. There's just something I really like about that video. Something very wholesome. But anyway, Amazon.ca at least has got this Vangoa $189 guitar. Can you do better for a kid's guitar at the local shop? Yeah, you probably could. But are we going to see more of these Vangoas? I don't know. I'm going to look into them. I'm going to check some more stuff out. All right, now I'm going to go head over to gearspace.com, which several of my accounts are banned from. But I have more IP addresses than I own underwear. You will never keep me out, gearspace.com. All right, so SSL, this is NAMM 2025 news. SSL has released a solid state logic SSL 18. So I love interfaces, you love interfaces, but it's going to be one of these rack interfaces where you say, well, how many inputs All right, and it's going to be an ambiguous lie. They're going to go, we called it the 18. And I'm going to say, well, can I plug 18 mics in it? They're going to go, no, no. And I'm like, well, what's the IO on that? And they're going to go 26 by 26. And I'm going to go, can I plug 26 microphones into that? And they're going to go, no. And then we're going to go, well, how do you count this stuff up? And they're like, well, what we mean by 18 or 26 by 26 is if you had a whole bunch of other gear, like if you had some of this and, a bunch of rack stuff and some stuff over here, like you could somehow, link it all up. And it's like, well, why don't you call your interface the SSL 5 million, right? Because I could put a microphone on a speaker and then have the speaker play a sound into another microphone, into another speaker, and we could call all our interfaces the 1 million, right? Like why don't you guys count it right? Now let's try to get to the bottom. What should they have called it? How many preamps? That's how I count it. And I can see 2 right here. So far we're the SSL 2, and it's 26 and 28 out, guys. If you have a whole bunch of other hardware, not on its own. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting to the truth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I don't know what the TB is. So they're not going to tell us. And then there's like, how many outs is that? That looks like 10 to me. That looks like 5 and 5, right? They're not going to say. I'm sure it's a fine piece of gear, but I don't know why these interface companies have to lie like that. It's the SSL 18. Okay, well, let me shove 18 mics into apparently 9 holes. I shove 18 mics into 9 holes? No. Can I shove 26 mics, 26 lines? And I know it's because of the DAT, the ADAT, and the SPDIF, and I know how to do all that, and I have videos on that, and I've done that, and but just, why don't you interface companies just be a little more honest? It's like the Tascam Model 24 here, right? Like it's the 24. Oh, really? My tracks end at 22, and this last channel ain't actually too useful. And then you're calling the last 2 stereo tracks, which I have to hear. Like, I need the last 2 so that I can hear. I can't hear anything if I don't and you're going to call that the 24? They're like, well, yeah, but you can record on this. It's like, I don't care. Why don't we name it based on how many mics we can plug in? We would then call this the Tascam Model 16. And the 16 would be called what? The 10? And the Tascam Model 12 would be called what? The 6? I don't know these numbers for, off by heart. I just know that the industry needs to stop lying about how many holes they have in their equipment. It's just infuriating. Anyway, a little off topic. This SSL 18, despite lying about the name, it looks kind of cool. And I might be into that. I got to count this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 holes, and I don't know what that says. TB? What do I stick in the TB hole? Looks like I could stick a mic. Like, why is it called TB? I don't know. I'll have to look into it, I guess. And then there's, of course, 5 and 5, which by my math is 10, but they're going to call that the SSL 18. And you say, well, how many outs do you got? And they're going to go, 28. It's like, no, you don't have 28 outs. You would have if we had a whole bunch of other equipment to hook it to. Stop lying. At least the Zoom stuff, Zoom Live Track L20. I'm pretty sure I counted that up, and 20 was a fair thing to call it. They didn't have to lie about the last 2 tracks. Anyway, getting off topic. I can't imagine why I was banned off Gearspace, guys. It used to be Gear Sluts, by the way. We still know they're sluts. The sluts, they're just in their space. But we know about you guys and what you used to be. All right, next news. The Fender Acoustic Standard continues to confuse people as to what it is and why anyone would pay so much money for it. But they've come down in price, so says NAMM. It's now under 700 euros, which I have no concept of a euro. Visually, these models look very similar to the more expensive iterations. The move is a big surprising. Is that, I know my grammar's bad, but the move is a big surprising. In that there really is no competition for these hybrids. I see these things, not these ones, but the ones from last year hanging up, and I see the price tag, and I just think, that everybody's playing a joke on me. And I'm not the only one that feels that way. I've discussed this in music stores with not only customers, but people behind the counter of the music store. The guys in the music store shaking their heads going, yeah, I don't get it either. I'm like, do you sell many? They're like, no. And there'll be like 6 of them hanging there. Am I wrong, guys? Is someone buying these things? These Fender Acoustic frickin' $3,000 Canadian things? Not these ones. These are the ones that just came down in price, but I think they look bad. I never heard one. I think they do some weird emulation. I saw someone playing one on YouTube where apparently it had like 12 sounds to it as you clicked a button, but somebody educate me on these frickin' acoustic sonic things. All right, in the next news, I got a box of Count Chocula cereal for $2.99, and it was terrible. $2.99 Canadian. That's probably the cheapest cereal anyone has seen in Canada for 10 years. Thought I was getting a deal. It tastes like cat food. Not good cat food, but bad cat food and fiberglass. Those are 2 tastes individually I can deal with, but together, fiberglass and bad cat food, no. What have they done to Count Chocula cereal? The Monster cereals are a line of breakfast cereals produced by General Mills in North America. Since the line was introduced in 1971, it's associated with Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Boo Berry. Boo Berry is the one that people don't believe exists. It exists. That was a real flavor. I'm old enough to remember Boo Berry, and everyone remembers Frankenberry, and then Count Chocula was the most the most popular one. I can't return this now. I ate like almost all of it, and I'll probably eat the rest later, but it is gross. All right, what else do we got here? We've got Behringer releasing the Wasp VCF. Well, of course they did. They took the popular Eurorack modular filter, and Behringer has redone one and probably lopped a good chunk off the price tag. And I say, of course they did, because Behringer's copying everybody and knocking it out of the park, and that is a good thing. Behringer is a good guy. Behringer is on our side. Except I wish they did it before I bought my Wasp, because I've got mine over here, which I paid full price for, and it cost me a lot of money. And it is a beautiful filter. Will the Behringer be as good? Well, I don't know. I'm going to have to get one, put them side by side, compare them, and then decide, am I keeping the Behringer or am I keeping the Doepfer? I don't know the legal, like, how does Behringer get away with this? Is it open source? I don't know, but you know, if I would just wait on a lot of this stuff, Behringer is just going to knock it all off. When's Behringer come out with a grandmother? Oh, right, they already did. Don't they call it the model? What's their grandmother? Is it called the Model 15? One of their, it's not the Mother 32. I know that because you need 2 oscillators and a, what is it called, guys? LFO to do the grandmother. I know this. Behringer has done a grandmother clone. I think it's called the Model 15. At any rate, this news is about the Wasp. Behringer has made the Wasp. All right. What else do we got in news? I just want to remind you guys that the Blues Junior 30th anniversary is out there in the wild. I know I mentioned this in a few news stories back. I want to remind you how beautiful it is. I want to tell you to go get it while you can. Yes, they're more expensive. They're limited edition. They're not making them forever. If you guys want, go buy them all up, except one. Leave one. Leave one in Ontario, Canada for me, because I'm coming for it. Also, not only as the Blues Junior 4 30th anniversary out, guess who else put out a limited edition? Vox AC15 with the blue and cream Tolex. You guys can buy all these up. I'm not going to get one. I've already got my Vox AC15. I prefer that color scheme because it looks like a Beatles amp, and I don't need the blue and the white, so you guys can buy all these up. And the other thing is I don't think on the Vox they've done anything short of done the blue, cream, and Tolex. I don't think they did anything with the circuit. Whereas I think on this one it's a lot more money because I think they beefed up the circuit and the reverb and a few other things. Modified preamp circuitry for increased fullness. Spring reverb. Celestion creamback speaker. Commemorative black western. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but this is freaking beautiful. I have a shirt that looks like this. And I used to put this shirt on, man, when I was young, slick my hair back, walk into the bar, and all the girls would go, ugh. So yeah, anyway, the Vox and the Blues Junior exclusive limited time options. This is a voxshowroom.com, which is an amazing website. Look at all the old limited editions over the years that you and I missed. Look at all these, right? What this tells you is that when they mean limited edition, these are limited edition and probably ain't coming back. So look at all the colors we've missed. Oh, that white one. When did that come out? Yeah, 2013. I remember that one. Oh, I remember the green, 2012. Look at that. So it looks like they do one every, I don't want to say every year. No, it's not every year. But anyway, they're out there, guys. Let's do a recap. Josh Scott, that's not him. 3 new JHS pedals. Check him out. Vangoa acoustic guitars. I don't know much about him, but I like that lady. And then the SSL put out an interface, which should be called the SSL 8 holes plus 1 mystery hole. Fender Acoustasonic. Who the hell cares? I'm going to finish my Count Chocula cereal. It's absolutely disgusting. And then we've got the Behringer making the Wasp. We've got the Blues Junior 30th edition. And we've got the Vox in blue and cream. This has been the news, February 17th, 2025. This is video 2. We may do another one yet before the end of the night. Like and subscribe if you want to.